2021 is the 11th year since Xiaomi's founding, and as of today, Xiaomi is one of the Fortune 500 companies with an $82.5 billion market capitalization. Its product lines span the whole landscape of consumer electronics. You may know it as a smartphone company, but it is also at the same time a pressure cooker company, a smart washing machine company, a smart desk lamp company, and now Xiaomi is building an electric car. At its peak in December last year, Xiaomi crossed the $100 billion market cap mark. It took Xiaomi exactly 10 years to do so. Many companies took a lot longer. Infosys, Apple, Nvidia, Microsoft, all of them took over 20 years to reach a $100 billion market cap, and Xiaomi took 10 years. Xiaomi is now bigger than Twitter, Snapchat, Uber, eBay, along with many other companies birthed in the same age. We've seen the rise of software companies in the span of a decade, but how did a company that was created only 10 years ago become this giant in the mobile hardware market? The founder of Xiaomi, Lei Jun, was not unfamiliar with running a business when he started in 2010. We've heard of many inspiring entrepreneurial stories, and most of them start with a founder who has no experiences. But with extraordinary hard work and ingenuity, disruptions prevail. Mark Zuckerberg started Facebook in his dorm room, Steve Jobs started Apple in his parents' garage, and Jack Ma was a school teacher before he founded Alibaba. Ignoring the fact that Mark went to Harvard, Steve grew up in Mountain View, California in the 60s America, and Jack Ma was a college teacher in one of China's most wealthy cities in the 1990s. I guess we could say that there are self-made stories. But Lei Jun was different. By the time he started Xiaomi in 2010, he's already a multi-millionaire with experiences taking Kingsoft, a Chinese software company, to IPO, selling Joyo.com to Amazon for $75 million, and he was already a successful venture capitalist, invested in Joy Inc., UC Browser, and more. He had all the resources at his disposal. The team he built was world-class, Lei as the leader, various others contributing differently in their own ways. Here is Xiaomi's dream founding team. I do not want to bore you with their resume. You can pause the screen if you want to. The gist is, all co-founders came with an exemplar track record with great resources at disposal. Lei Jun represented a different generation of Chinese entrepreneurs. The pre-2010 startups in China mostly focused on software. Tencent was founded on a messaging platform, and Alibaba was an online e-commerce store. Even Lei Jun's Kingsoft and Joyo.com were essentially software and website companies. The truth is, Lei had no idea how a smartphone is made. He had to assemble this team in order to make Xiaomi work. But how did he enter the smartphone market if he is so inexperienced with hardware? Here we need to talk about Lei's famous flying pig theory. He started in the internet sector of China in 1993 and led an incredibly successful career, taking Kingsoft to IPO in 2007. In ordinary people's eyes, Lei is successful. But what Lei asks himself often was, why was I not able to create companies like Alibaba or Tencent? After all, when Lei Jun started, neither Jack Ma of Alibaba or Pony Ma of Tencent was anywhere to be found. According to Lei Jun's flying pig theory, that is because Kingsoft was not in the Funko, a Chinese word that is literally translated to wind gap. But in this context, it means trending industry verticals. He theorizes market trends as the wind and the gap as the strategic positions. Companies should aim to position themselves on these wind gaps because even a pig can fly if it stands at the center of a whirlwind. Ride-sharing is an example where billions of dollars were poured into an industry in a span of 5 years, created many billionaires, but none of them are profitable today. EV is another vertical that is on the uptrend now, and NFT is another. Lei Jun believes that the reason why Kingsoft was not another Alibaba or Tencent in China because it was in the wrong vertical. For his next company, he needs to find the vertical that is a $1 trillion industry, and that vertical was mobile internet. Not only was Lei right, Xiaomi's rise changed the entire smartphone industry of China. Founded in 2010, Lei Jun launched Xiaomi at the right moment. Why? Essentially, there are two reasons: timing and China. First of all, timing. The smartphone industry was getting disrupted in 2010. Previous capabilities have been obsolete. LG, Nokia, Sony Ericsson, Motorola, these are companies with strong telco background. They're dead brands coming out of the disruption. Smartphone depends heavily on powerful IC, large LCD screens, and RAM. Market incumbents do not have those capabilities. The second reason is China. According to the National Bureau of Statistics, Chinese per capita annual disposable income in 2010 was 10,046 RMB, which is around $1,200. However, when the original iPhone came out in 2007, it cost $500 with a 2-year telco contract, which meant 5,000 RMB per iPhone for Chinese consumers after taxes and fees. This is not affordable for most Chinese consumers at the time, which created a high demand for low-end Apple-like copycat smartphones. Remember the narrative of China creating knockoff smartphones? That narrative is now faded, but if anyone is counting, Xiaomi started it. Moreover, Shenzhen, China was also on its way to claim the title of the hardware capital of the world. All of this enabled the first Xiaomi smartphone to tap into the millions of ready audiences for 2,000 RMB Xiaomi smartphone. And the result was fabulous. Xiaomi sold 300,000 units in 2011, over 1 million units in 2012, close to 20 million units in 2013, and in 2014, Xiaomi sold over 60 million units of smartphones. By Q1 2015, Xiaomi along with the Chinese smartphone makers are emerging, taking in 15% of the global smartphone market. Since 2015, Xiaomi's annual revenue rose from 60 billion RMB to over 240 billion RMB in 2020. In June 2021, Xiaomi's global monthly market share rose to overtake Apple and Samsung to achieve #1 status. This is the first time a Chinese company has pulled off this feat. Xiaomi claimed 17.1% market share, whereas Samsung and Apple takes 15.7% and 14.3% respectively. So what can we learn from Xiaomi's rise? Lei Jun's Funko theory captured the zeitgeist, I think, of the capital market today, and he found the right timing for a smartphone company in China. If Lei had started in 2007, for example, the Chinese smartphone supply chain was not mature enough, neither was the Chinese market big enough. If Lei had started in 2015, the opportunity window would be closed. Xiaomi is now competitive in the Android market. It is able to challenge Samsung in the vacuum that's left by Huawei. If there's no more ban from the United States, Xiaomi could potentially consolidate this lead over Samsung and Apple. But let's all have a sense of proportion. Apple still has a solid market share among the high-end mobile user segment. Xiaomi's high-end smartphone shipment was only at 5.77 million units in 2020, comparing to Apple's 200 million units shipment last year. This leads us to where we are today, Xiaomi's business in 2021. I'm going to leave a cliffhanger here. This is only the part 1 of Xiaomi's deep dive. I should have one more video coming in the next few days to talk about Xiaomi's business today and its investment to prepare for the future. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and turn on the bell button. For those of you who are eager to know more about Xiaomi today, you can always check out my newsletter Disrupted for my complete analysis of Xiaomi. I have it in the link down below, and you can check it out below. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one.